For the next two endpoints, confirm and create, we will do the same thing with a small addition. We will also need to add the token transfers to the transaction. So let's start by defining the common props as transaction props. Same as before. We will use the create transaction props. Again, we can copy it from here and reuse it. We will call it this time with acceptOffer function. And again, we will keep the offer ID as arguments. Now, we will build our transaction using the transaction factory. We will call the createOffer function, and will pass the transaction props. In order to create the token's transfer, we first need to identify the accepted payment token. So, in order to do that, we need to get the sender offers. So we'll define the sender offers, and we will call our received method, and we will pass the address. We will make this method async. So now we have all the received offers of this user, then we will identify the current offer based on the offer ID. So let's find that. So if the offer id in one of these offer ids in this array, it's equal to the offer EE in our params of the confirm function, then we found an offer. In case we do not find any offers with that ID, we can throw an error. Let's say offer with the provided ID was not found. Now that we have the offer, we can go ahead and compose our token transfer. We'll start by defining a token. This method will receive an identifier, the accepted payment, and the token identifier, and the knowns of the accepted payment. Okay, we need to make this as a big int. Great. So now we have the token, and now we need to create the token transfer. So we'll use the new token transfer, which will receive the token that we have just created, and an amount, which is also a big int. And the amount as well can be found in the offer, in the accepted payment. Great. Now, on our transactions beside the takes props, we can also add the token transfers. This is an array, and we will pass our token transfer. Lastly, we can make this transaction as a plain object and return it to the user. Same as here, we can do the same for the create endpoint. This time, we already have information about the offer, so maybe let's create the token transfer without the need of getting any offers. This time, we will take the offered token as an identifier from our createOffer DTO. We will set the nonce at 0 because this will be an ESDT, it's not an NFT, so we don't need to set the nonce. And the token transfer amount, we will set to the offered amount, which will be a big int of offer.offered amount. Great. Now we can create our takes props. We will use the same function as before. We will call it this time with the createOffer function name. And we will have different arguments here. We will have the offer accepted token. We know that because the contract, we have used the MultiversX utils to see the arguments of the createOffer accepted nonce, accepted amount, and accepted address. Great! Now we can create our transaction using the transactions factory. We called create transaction for execute, and we will pass our takes props, and we will also pass the token transfers and the above token transfer in an array. We will make it a plain object as well and return it to the user.